A couple of people have been asking about strings, and what I like to use is round for sure. I used flats many years ago, but yeah, I'm never going back to that. I think um, I am not, it's not a particular brand necessarily. I do like coated strings. I tend to use that most of the time for sure. And as far as gauges, I get 12 to 52, and some of the time, maybe half of the time or so, I put on the two top strings instead of like I think it's 12 and 16 that comes in the pack. I put 14 and 18. The reason for that is just because then I feel like I can dig into the string a little harder without it sort of popping. And also, as you probably can tell if you've heard me play, I rarely bend a note more than a half step. you know, I'm not bending like thirds and stuff like that. So it doesn't, 14 is a heavy, that's a heavy 14, 18, that's a heavy gauge, but there's not much difference to me between that and a 12 and 16. As far as picks, I use these. I have these my Westville picks, but basically this is a nice sort of polished version of something that's quite similar to a Fender Heavy. I used to, I think when I first moved to New York, and I had these picks that I really love. I think they were called Cool Picks, and I was really like that was the picks that I like, and I started running out of them, and then I discovered that they ran out of business. So for a couple of years, I was like looking at places where I could find some, like on eBay or whatever, and it became just this huge headache. And every time, one of them would get worn down or I lost it, it would just be such such a hassle. So I just decided like I gotta make it simpler, like as far as like with the travel and all that kind of stuff. Like let's just try to keep all the gear stuff as simple as possible. And so I went to a couple of guitar stores in New York and just bought every single pick